Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am the one and only David of David's, and today I'm going to be making a tier list of every NFL head coaching hire made in the 2026 head coaching hire cycle. I have all my photos here, and as you can see, I don't like just the standard A to F. I think it's more fun to give them names. So we have great hire, that's our best tier. Then we have seems solid, which means maybe not amazing, but they should be fine. Not sure yet. That's for I kind of just don't know enough about them, or there hasn't really been enough tape on them, I feel like, as a head coach to really tell. Unlikely to succeed. That's for coaches where I really don't think they're going to work out, but they might. And bad, that's just it's a bad hire, just isn't going to be a good coach. And last but not least, we have white Mike Tomlin, and you'll have to just wait and see who might possibly end up in the white Mike Tomlin tier. Could be anybody, but it's not going to be anybody. You know who it's going to be. All right, first up we have Joe Brady. He was the Bills' offensive coordinator. They promoted him to head coach after firing Sean McDermott. I don't really like internal promotion head coach hires. They don't really work very often. They usually fail. I'm a little biased because I'm a Browns fan, and I had to watch us promote Freddie Kitchens to head coach and then watch that crash and burn and take down the GM and reset the entire organization. So I'm not a huge fan of the old promote the OC or promote the DC strat. I don't really feel like it works. The Saints did it after Sean Payton left, and it didn't work for them. What is that guy's name, man? The DC for the Saints. It doesn't matter. He was actually that bad. I just don't remember his name. The Saints did it. It did not work for them. The Cowboys did it recently. We'll see, but my hopes are not that high. Buccaneers promoted Todd Bowles head coach after they lost Bruce Arians. And Todd Bowles has won the division by default through the last 4 years, but they haven't really been good. Just in general, I don't trust promoting an offensive or defensive coordinator to head coach. So I'm going to put Joe in unlikely to succeed. So could surprise me, but I don't think so. Okay, next we have Kevin Stefanski. All right, I'm just going to be honest. I'm biased. I am biased because I am a Browns fan. So this opinion is coming as someone who has watched Kevin Stefanski coach games for 6 years. As the Browns head coach. He goes in bad. He can't hack it, man. He's not that good of a head coach. And there is a split in the Browns fan base because you have your Kevin Stefanski purists who believe that nothing that was ever wrong with the team was his fault and it was all the roster construction. I think that's just a bit of a naive way to look at things. He didn't coach well. We had way too many pre-snap penalties. We were undisciplined. He couldn't figure out when to use his timeouts correctly. He's just not a good head coach. He cannot do all of it together. Maybe he's a great offensive coordinator. I just don't think he works as a head coach. Okay, Jeff Hafley. I don't know anything about this guy. Oh my God, that's Jesse Minter. I thought that was the Dolphins. I thought I had a picture of Jeff Hafley in the Dolphins hat. It's Jesse Minter. So next up we have Jesse Minter. He was the defensive coordinator for the Chargers, and he is now going to be the head coach of the Ravens. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say not sure yet on Jesse Minter. I don't know how good the Chargers defense has been. I mean, it hasn't been bad. He apparently used to coach with the Ravens before he was the defensive coordinator of the Chargers. So I feel like the Ravens are kind of just spinning their wheels a little bit, rehiring a guy who was already in your organization before. I don't know how much of a big change it's going to be. We'll see. I mean, he could be great. So he goes in not sure yet. Okay, John Harbaugh. I think this might be the only guy who's going to end up in great hire. I mean, he's got a proven track record, right? He won a lot of games every year for the Ravens. They were winning 10, 11, 12 games. And yeah, it wore a little thin at the end there. But when your options are a bunch of unproven guys and a bunch of retreads and John Harbaugh, I think John Harbaugh just ascends to the top of that list. He won a Super Bowl. Super Bowl winning coaches just don't become often available. I think it's a great hire. I think he's going to be good for the Giants. I hope he is. Best of luck to Giants fans. Okay, next up we have this guy. Who is this? I don't remember who this is. In my defense, every young white NFL head coach looks the exact same, so it is really hard to tell them apart. He is Mike LaFleur. This is Mike LaFleur. Sorry. This is the Cardinals' new head coach. Not sure yet. Matt's had some success in Green Bay, can't deny that. But just because one brother is good doesn't mean the other brother is going to be good. The Rams have had a good offense. That I do not deny. I think he is a great offensive coordinator from everything I've seen of the Rams offense these last couple of years. You know what? I'm talking myself. I'm going to put him in seems solid. He is Matt LaFleur's brother. Matt LaFleur's had success. The Rams have had a really good offense. I don't dislike him. I don't know how much success he'll have. That's more because of the Cardinals than it is because of Mike. Seems solid. We'll give Mike a solid. All right, next up we have Jeff Hafley, defensive coordinator of the Packers, recently hired as head coach of the Dolphins. I'm bouncing between not sure yet and unlikely to succeed. I think I just got to go unlikely to succeed, man. I haven't really heard that much about him being some great defensive coordinator, and the Packers defense has blown some leads in recent years, if I'm remembering correctly, so he's just not super inspiring to me. And also, the biggest problem for the Dolphins right now is quarterback. You know, are they sticking with Tua? Are they trading him? And if they trade him, who are they going to use as their quarterback going forward? And he's a defensive coordinator, so how does he help you pick a great quarterback? His OC hire has to be perfect. In fact, here, let me look up. Let me see if they have announced an offensive coordinator hire, because if they have, maybe I will change my mind. The Dolphins have promoted Bobby Slowick to offensive coordinator as of January 2026. Okay. Next up, we have Clint Kubiak. He is going to go right there and seem solid. I like what he's done with the Seahawks offense. I like what he's done with Sam Darnold. Not every child or grandchild or nephew or second cousin of a Hall of Fame coach turns out to be a good coach, but I like Clint Kubiak, so I think he'll be good. Robert Saleh, unlikely to succeed. When a guy is a head coach and accomplishes nothing and then gets fired and then spends a couple more years as like a coordinator again and then gets hired again and the team's like, oh, he's learned so much from the last time he was a head coach. This time he'll be better. He's learned so much. That's never true. That is always wrong. Adam Gase, Pat Shurmur, Josh McDaniels. Every time some random guy who was a bad head coach got fired, went back to being a coordinator, and then gets hired again, and they go, this time he's figured it out. They never figure it out. They always are bad the second time as well, and then they get fired, and then it's over. And then they never get a head coaching job again. I don't want him to be bad. You know, they have Cam Ward. I'd like to see what they can do with him. I don't think Robert Saleh is the guy, so he's going in unlikely to succeed. Todd Monken. So as a Browns fan, I do have a bias. I want him to be good. He is 59. He's never been a head coach. Maybe there's a reason for that, or maybe it's one of those things where his career path has worked out such that he was never really in a place to get that opportunity. So he goes in not sure yet, because he has pulled in some Ravens guys that I feel like might be good, and I have seen some pretty high praise of him from players and from John Harbaugh. So I'm gonna put him in not sure yet. And maybe if someone wanted to make the argument for unlikely to succeed or for bad, I understand that. You might be right. Maybe unlikely to succeed would be the more true, like, honest place to put him. But I gotta not sure yet this guy, because that Browns bias, I gotta do it. Okay, last but not least, we have Mike McCarthy. I did not intend for him to be last necessarily. He just ended up last on my list of photos. Yeah, he's going in white Mike Tomlin. We all know that Mike McCarthy is white Mike Tomlin. He's just good enough not to get himself fired, but he is not good enough to win you anything of consequence. It is just, they have race swapped Mike Tomlin. They have anti-DEI'd the Steelers. So we've gone from the black head coach that wins 10 games a year and never gets anywhere in the playoffs to the white head coach that wins 10 games a year and never gets anywhere in the playoffs. I'm sorry, Steelers fans. I know none of you are happy about this hire. I think it's probably easily the most, like, universally agreed not a good hire across the cycle. So I'm sorry. Yeah. But he goes in white Mike Tomlin. Okay, so there's our final tier list. John Harbaugh and great hire. Mike LaFleur and Clint Kubiak and seem solid. Jesse Minter and Todd Monken and not sure yet. Joe Brady and Robert Saleh and unlikely to succeed. Kevin Stefanski and Jeff Hafley and bad. And Mike McCarthy and white Mike Tomlin. Please let me know what you think of the tier list. If you have any suggestions on where I should switch things around, if you're a fan of one of the teams that these people coached for and you're like, you are so wrong about this guy, leave me a comment, you know. If you want to make your own tier list, I'll leave the link in the description so you can make a version of it as well. And thank you guys for watching. And until next time, I am the one and only David of David's, signing off.